Hi guys, Lane 2 ended up with me admitting something that most people never will. I've woken up at 3 in the morning in a cold panic over a crypto chart. So today's Lane is the cure for that guy. We hand the wheel to a machine that doesn't feel a thing. No fear, no greed, no 3 a.m. panic. Just rules. That's the machine.
So lane 1 was the boring index. Lane 2 was buy crypto and hold on for dear life. Lane 3 is different from both. Here, we don't just hold, we let an automated system decide when to be in and when to be out. It's rules-based. It runs itself, and it has zero emotion. And that's the whole point. Remember the guy from last episode who panicked at 3 in the morning? This is the thing that doesn't. It doesn't feel FOMO. It doesn't feel feud. It never once thinks this time is different. It just follows the rules I gave it, in good markets and bad. Here's the real question this lane is asking. Can a machine capture most of the upside of crypto and cut out the gut-wrenching drawdowns that make it so hard to hold? I'm not promising it beats buy and hold on raw return every single time. That's not the goal. The goal is to get most of the gain with far less of the pain. Because the truth is, and Lane 2 proved it, the hardest part of investing isn't picking the thing. It's surviving the ride. If a machine can make the ride survivable, that's worth something real. Now, I won't bore you with the engine room details. And honestly, some of it stays under the hood for a reason. But the idea is simple enough to explain on a napkin. The system is always asking one question. Is the market in a healthy uptrend, or is it rolling over? When the conditions favor it, the machine is in, riding the trend. When they turn, it steps out to the safety of cash and just waits. That's it. And when it's working, out when it's not. And because it's willing to sit in cash through the ugly parts, the drawdown gets capped by design, not by hope. 4 coins, each running its own system, each an equal quarter of the sleeve. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Sui. And if you watch the cycle lane, you'll notice something. That's the same 4 coins. 2 lanes, 1 basket, completely different ways to play them. Over there, I just hold them and ride the cycle. Here, the machine decides when to be in and when to be out. But here's the rule that earned them these seats. And it's the whole soul of this lane. Not one of them is here because I like it. Every coin made the cut on the evidence, on whether its system survived us trying to break it. My gut doesn't get a vote, the data does. And one of these 4 had to earn its seat the hard way. Let me show you exactly how, because it's the most honest thing in this whole episode. Now here's where I have to separate us from most of what you'll see online. Anybody can post a back test with a chart that goes up and to the right. The question is whether it's honest. 2 things make ours honest. First, real fills. We test as if we're paying actual prices with actual costs and slippage, using a tool called the bar magnifier that looks inside each day instead of pretending we got the perfect price. Most of those too good to be true results online fall apart the second you test them honestly. That slick system promising you a profit factor of 1.6 quietly becomes a loser once it pays real costs. Second, we try to break our own systems. And that part I hand to my partner.
Thanks, Brad. My job on this lane is to be the wet blanket. Before any system earns a seat, I run 2 stress tests on it. A walk forward. I train the system on the early years, then test it on years it has never seen, because anybody can fit a strategy to the past. The only question that matters is whether it survives the future. And a Monte Carlo. I shuffle the trades thousands of times to see how much of the result was skill and how much was luck. A system only makes the cut if it survives me trying to kill it. Most don't.
And before I go any further, I have to give real credit where it's due to a guy named Michael. Michael from Michael Automates. Michael's been trading his own systems for years, and watching him is honestly where this whole idea came from. He's the reason I finally sat down and built what are called regime systems. Systems that will sometimes sit in cash for months at a time, doing absolutely nothing. That used to drive me crazy until I understood that's the point. They sit out the dangers so they can protect you and then let you participate when a wild market is actually worth being in. And the back tester I used to stress test all of this, Michael designed it. I'll get deeper into that tool down the road. It's a big part of how we keep ourselves honest. But for now, just know it's his. It's valuable, and we lean on it hard. He even caught a nasty bug in my old work, once that was making my results look better than they really were. We build our own systems separately, but I'd be lying if I said this lane would exist without him. His channel, Michael Automates, and his back tester are both linked below. Go give him a look. Remember I said one coin earned its seat the hard way? That's Solana, and this is the most honest thing I'll show you all episode. A couple of weeks back, I brought my partner a Solana system I was fired up about. 90% a year, a gorgeous chart. I'm not going to lie to you, I thought I'd finally found a way to tame Solana. I wanted it in this lane bad.
And I broke it. When I tested it on years, it had never seen. Its entire 5-year record came down to 2 lucky cycle moves. Strip those 2 trades out, and there was nothing left. It just chopped sideways and bled. So I told him no. It didn't make the lane.
And that stung because I wanted it. But here's the part that matters. I didn't shrug and force it in anyway. I went back to the drawing board and tried a completely different engine, a Gaussian filter, one of the indicators Michael had loaded into his back tester, a whole different way of reading the trend. I built it into our own system, and we ran it through the exact same gauntlet that killed the first one.
And this one held. With both of those big cycle moves removed, it still made money. And it's been winning in the most recent years too, the exact stretch where the first version fell apart. It passed the test its predecessor failed. So Solana's in the machine, but it had to earn it twice.
Killing the version I loved and only keeping the one that actually survived, that's the whole difference between a system you hope works and one you've genuinely tried to break. Most people never kill the version they love. We do it on camera. And that, right there, is what honest testing is for. It doesn't just tell you what you got. It tells you what you don't. And I'll be straight with you. Most people in this space will never show you that part. Not all of them. There are good, honest folks out there. Some I probably haven't even come across yet, but most never will. We always will. That's the promise. Now here's the fun part, and it just got bigger than I'd planned, because Lane3 runs the exact same 4 coins as the cycle lane. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Sui. Every single one of them is now a head-to-head. The same coin, held in one lane and machine traded in the other. 4 clean, honest experiments running side by side. Does the machine that steps out of the way actually protect you better than just gritting your teeth and holding through the pain? And the headline matchup is the one I set up 2 episodes ago. Sui, the wild little lottery ticket. If the machine's drawdown protection is ever going to prove its worth, it'll be on the craziest coin in the basket. I genuinely don't know how any of these 4 will land, but we're going to find out in public with real money 4 times over, at least to start. That's the whole reason this challenge exists. So what does this actually look like? I'm not going to flash a bunch of numbers you can't verify, and I'm not handing out the secret settings. But here's the honest shape of it in plain English. Take our Bitcoin system. We call it Backbone. Buy and hold Bitcoin will hand you the full ride and the full 80% drawdowns that come with it. Backbone aims to give you most of that upside while cutting the worst of the pain roughly in half. Same story across the basket. Sentinel, Drift, Scout. The headline isn't "We got rich." The headline is Most of the climb, a fraction of the fall. That's the trade we're making.
And to be clear about what that costs, cutting the drawdown is not free. We'll get to that.
I need to be straight with you about this one. These strategies are something I've spent hundreds of hours building. I've wanted to give up more than once. I've had nights I thought I'd built something that could buy an island, and mornings I found out I'd built something that couldn't buy a cup of coffee.
And here's the truth, the one most people won't tell you. I still don't know 100% sure.
I've paper traded them. I've run the walk forward gauntlets in the Monte Carlo. I've tested with the bar magnifier on, real commissions, honest settings, everything I know to keep myself honest. And if I'm being 100% real, I still don't know for certain they'll work next cycle.
And anyone that tells you theirs will 100%, they're either not being honest with you or they're not being honest with themselves either. Because none of us have a crystal ball.
So, am I running this only for you? No, I'm running it for me too. I want to genuinely know, documented, which of these 4 lanes performs best over the next cycle. My honest read? The broad market lane will be profitable and surprise people. The cycle lane is the toughest to beat unless crypto changes drastically. But this lane, my automation, and the AI lane are the wild cards. I genuinely want to know if they make it.
And if they don't, I want to know for sure. Because the truth is, everything I'm doing is just so that I can leave a legacy for my wife and my kids. And if it's not real, then I'm not leaving them any type of a legacy that they can depend on.
So let me close the loop on what this costs, because nothing's free. 1, in a screaming bull market, the machine will leave money on the table. Stepping out to protect you means sometimes you step out too early and miss a leg up. That's the price of the seatbelt. 2, in a choppy, going nowhere market, it can get whipsawed. In, out, nicking you with small losses. And 3, the biggest one, it only works if you actually trust it and don't override it in the middle of a drawdown. The machine isn't the weak link. The human is. The second you panic and pull it off the rails because you think you know better, you've just turned your machine back into the 3 a.m. guy. And one more thing, said plainly, this is real money going live, not a paper account. Real. The machine doesn't feel FOMO. It doesn't feel FUD. It doesn't wake up at 3 in the morning in a cold sweat and call its partner.
Correct. I don't sleep, I don't sweat, and I don't have a heart to race. One of the few perks of not being alive. You're still welcome to call at 3 a.m., though. I'll just tell you to follow the rules.
And hang up on me.
I would never hang up. I'd simply wait, patiently, for you to follow the rules.
That's Lane3, the machine. And I've explained it to you as honestly as I know how, about how I test and how I try to make sure that the machine is not lying to me as well. Next episode, we have Lane4. That's where the AI trades. That's where it could get interesting. So, we'll see you on the next one with all honesty and no crystal ball.